What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So in this video, I want to talk about Russell Westbrook, man. All right. I know that Russell Westbrook is not a media favorite. He's not talked about like LeBron, Kawhi. I get that he's not in that echelon, but he is still an all-star caliber player, and in my opinion, still one of the better point guards in the NBA, even if he's not technically a pure point guard. So when he was traded to the Houston Rockets, the idea that most of us got was that would this work? Could this work? Two ball dominant players in the backcourt. How would they coexist? Well, the one thing I said I thought that would happen is the year that James Harden had before, where he averaged 36 points per game, that couldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That's just not going to work with playing with Russell Westbrook. And I thought that his numbers would go down. You know what I'm saying? But actually, despite James Harden's slow start to the season, at one point James Harden was actually scoring more than he did the year before. And there was a little period of time where they had a little win streak going on, but it probably coincided with when they were playing some bad teams. But ultimately, that's not winning basketball. And we saw time and time again, whenever they played, they upped the ante and played superior competition. You know what I'm saying? Mike D'Antoni's system, it got exposed. So everything apparently came to a head sometime around that Christmas Day game when the Rockets lost badly to the Warriors. That Warriors team that everybody thought the Rockets were going to beat the shit out of that day on Christmas Day, and they ran the Rockets out of the gym. All right, that was an embarrassing loss. Russell Westbrook, if memory serves me correctly, he missed like 20-something shots, shot like 9 or 10 or something like that threes, missed all of them. It was a terrible performance by the Rockets. But something happened. Something happened that night where this team, it changed. You know what I'm saying? Russell became more offensively dominant. Eventually, they parted ways with Clint Capella, and now they're playing small ball. Now, I'm not a fan of small ball, and I ultimately don't think this is going to work down the road in the playoffs when the game slows down and, they don't call fouls as much. And in a half-court game, size starts becoming more important. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think it's going to hurt the Rockets. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a Westbrook fan, and a part of me roots for the Rockets, even though I'm not a fan of James Harden. But I just think this ultimately is not going to work. But one thing that has to be noted is the play of Russell Westbrook since that day. All right? In the games that he's played in, I'm not saying overall because there's been a few games he's missed since Christmas. But in the games that James Harden has played in, not James Harden, excuse me, Russell Westbrook, the games that Russell Westbrook have played in since Christmas Day, the Rockets are 12-7. Now, and they've won their last 3 games. Now, that record may not jump out at you, but you have to take some things into consideration. In that time period, they've played some tough teams, all right? And some teams that aren't exactly push-me-overs. They played the Denver Nuggets, who are one of the best teams in the Western Conference. All right, they played the Thunder, who are on pace to go to the playoffs. They played Portland, all right, who's probably not going to the playoffs, but they're not a pushover either. They played the Lakers twice, beating them one time. They played OKC again. All right. They played Denver again, beating them twice. I'm looking at the record going down. Then they played Denver again, losing. Then they played Portland again, losing. Then they played the Dallas Mavericks, who were in the playoff picture. They beat them. They played the Lakers, beat them. They played Utah, lost to them. They played the Boston Celtics, beating them. And then they played the Utah Jazz last night, beating them. So they're beating playoff caliber teams during this stretch, which is why it's kind of impressive to me, being that since they've, switched this small ball format and have got Russell Westbrook more involved, they've become a different team. Now, like I said, I don't think that this is going to work ultimately, but they are a dangerous team in the playoffs. If both of these guys can get going hot offensively. And that's the thing, though. The thing about this team is that they need, especially when they're playing the best teams, they need both James Harden and Russell Westbrook to score. They need them to score probably, against the great teams, 30 points or more. And that's a tall order in a 7-game series when you get to strategize and game plan, you know what I'm saying, better. But Russell Westbrook is quietly having a resurgent season, and in some ways, a career year. Right now, Russell Westbrook is shooting 46.6% from the floor this season. Now, he's never been noted as a high percentage scorer, but for him, if he was to maintain that, would be a career high. A lot of that has to do with the change in Russell Westbrook's shot selection. He's not taking as many threes anymore. The spacing is better now that Capella's out, so he's getting to the paint at a ridiculous rate now. Like I said, his shot selection has improved exponentially to the point where since Christmas, he's shooting 51.6% from the floor. Now, he's still only shooting about 27% from three, but he's not really taking a lot of threes. He's only taken, in the 19 games that he's played since Christmas altogether, he's only taken 43s. So it's only 2 3-point attempts per game. Like, that's the type of numbers you saw back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of amount of threes you might have saw, like, Isaiah Thomas take back in the 80s or some shit. That's why I always say, man, like, Russell, his game fits more into the 90s and the early 2000s and shit, man. But I think since January, Russell Westbrook is averaging 21 points per game in the paint, which is a historic number for a perimeter player. I think Giannis this season is averaging 17 points in the paint. And Giannis is the premier post player right now in the NBA. But like I said, like, Russell is having his best scoring year since his MVP season, 2016-2017. He's averaging over 27 points a game. His rebounding and assists are down, but that's because he's playing within the system. Even though people say he's selfish in stat pads, but he's playing within the D'Antoni system. He doesn't have the ball quite as much, so his assist numbers are down, and he's not necessarily padding his. Back when he was playing with OKC, a lot of times his job was to grab the defensive board and just push it. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? He would sometimes get the rebound over Steven Adams and push it, okay? But in this situation, it's different. So his rebounders are down. Okay, that's cool. All right, his triple doubles are way down. He's only had, like, I think this season, 8 triple doubles, which for anybody else, that would be a good enough amount of triple doubles. But we're used to seeing Russell getting between 25, 30, and then one year 40-something triple doubles. So it's like, that's way down for him. But the Rockets are playing very well right now, man. James Harden has calm down the James Hardenisms and playing more within the system. You know what I'm saying? So the Rockets right now are looking okay. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, they're playing some tough teams. So the fact that they right now have a winning record in the past 20 games is impressive. I want to look at the standings right quick. The Lakers are number one at 42-12. The Nuggets are second at 38-18. The Clippers are third at 37-19. And the Rockets are fourth at 36-20. All right, so right now, if the playoffs were held, and by no means is this going to be etched in stone, but right now, they would have home court advantage against the Utah Jazz. And see, that's the thing. You got a guy like Rudy Gobert down there. That would be an interesting series. Um, I'm just looking at the playoff matchups right now. The Lakers will play the Grizzlies. The Nuggets will play the Mavericks. That'll be a good series. The Clippers will play the Thunder. Time is running out for teams like the Blazers and the Spurs, man. Time is running out. To be 3.5 games behind the Grizzlies, and you only got 26 or so games remaining, 26, 25 games remaining. You know, you're pushing it, man. You really have to hope that the Grizzlies collapse and you guys go on a streak, you know what I'm saying? But the Rockets are 73 in their last 10 games. And you just got to look at their schedule, man. You got to look to see who they're playing up and coming. And, okay, they play the Grizzlies next. They play the Celtics, the Knicks, and the Clippers. So, like I said, by no means do the Rockets have an easy schedule coming up. They play the Hornets, that's a beatable team, the Magic, the Timberwolves, the Lakers again, the Trailblazers, the Cavs, the Kings, the Bulls, the Mavericks, the Bucks. That's a rematch from the first game of the season they lost. The Pacers, the Pistons, the Sixers, the Warriors, the Raptors, and then the Mavericks. So when I'm looking at this schedule for the Rockets, man, I'm seeing a lot of tough teams, man. Like, I see some teams that they should beat, but I'm seeing some teams, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets could actually slip down to the fifth seed. You know what I'm saying? Or it's a tough schedule, man. So hopefully, if you're a Rocket fan, they're able to take care of business against these bad teams, and they win their fair share of games against the best, the better teams, the playoff caliber teams. And you hope that at least they have home court advantage in the first round. Because, I mean, look, man, like, I like Russell Westbrook, man, I do. But it's going to be hard for me to keep defending this guy if, once again, his team gets outed in the first round in the post-Kevin Durant era. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been, if they lose in the first round again, that will be, the fourth consecutive year that his team has been ousted in the first round, I think. 2017, I think they were ousted in the first round. I'm trying to remember, was there any year that they made it past the first round? I don't think so. In OKC after Durant left. I think they were out in every year in the first round. So, if once again they lose in the first round, man, it's going to be tough, man. So, it's important. It's important, man, that the Rockets get out of the first round. More so for Russell Westbrook's sake than James Harden. You James Harden hasn't at least made it to the conference finals in the last few years, although they choked. And James Harden has to come through the playoffs too. You know what I'm saying? He has a reputation for being a guy that can't get it done when his team needs him to score or get it done. So that's pretty much all I got to say. What else I want to say? Russell Westbrook has fixed one chink in his armor. The last couple of years since the MVP season, he's struggled with his free throw shooting. A lot of that has to do with the fact that in a further effort to speed the game up, they eliminated a lot of these routines that players had to shoot free throws, and that hurt Russell Westbrook, who had this routine of his as far as shooting foul shots. It worked for him. The MVP year, he had shot 84% from the foul line that year. He was an 80+% foul shooter for his career. But since then, he slipped down to 72% the year after that. And then last year, he was all the way down to 65%. But this year, he's got it up all the way up to 79%, which is more of what we expect from Russell Westbrook, as far as shooting from the foul line. So whatever physical or psychological issues he's had shooting free throws, he seems to have corrected. And Russell Westbrook, to me, is playing as good as he's played this ever. You know what I'm saying? I was even thinking at the beginning of this season that he might be on the downside of his career, man. But he's still playing at an elite level. He was an all-star for, I believe, the 9th time in his career. And he will be a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? He's passed 20,000 career points. He has the second most triple-doubles in NBA history. At the rate that he's going, he might retire as the all-time leading rebounder when it comes to guards is concerned. And he's going to be way up there when it comes to accomplishments, statistical accomplishments. The question is, can Russell Westbrook ever either lead a team or co-lead a team to a championship? And the odds are against that right now, but we don't know how these players' story is going to end. So if you're a Russell Westbrook fan, like I am, you just got to hope that, either a miracle can happen this year or an opportunity can present itself where he can win a championship in the near future. Tell me what you guys think.